Hi, I'm Hannah with Art for Relaxation Therapy, and these are my friends.
Hi, I'm Jeanette, and I'm 17.
I'm Jonny, I'm 15.
I'm Avalon, I'm 15.
And today I'm going to be telling you about the color wheel and how to shade and blend colors. Okay, so a basic color wheel is just a big circle with 12 different subsections, and I'm going to be filling it out and telling you a little bit about it. So let's start with our primary colors. Our primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. So on the color wheel, those would be in this box. I'm not really gonna like fill in the entire box perfectly just for sake of time. And then yellow would be here. And there would be 3 boxes between each of the primary colors out of the 12 boxes, just so you know kind of the spacing. And blue. So when you're shading these in, this is kind of just a general tip with shading. You want to use not the tip of the pencil, but kind of the side of it at an angle, and you don't want to push too hard because we are shading. It's not supposed to be that dark. I mean, you can make it dark if you want to. You can use varying pressures, but...
Hannah, what are primary colors?
So a primary color those are the 3 colors on the color wheel that no other colors can be mixed to make those colors, but you can use those 3 colors to mix and make all the other colors on the color wheel.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, so we have our red, yellow, blue. Those are our primary colors. Now we have our secondary colors, which would be orange, green, and violet. And secondary colors are basically what you get when you mix the primary colors together. So red and yellow mixed together would be orange. And I mean, I could create the orange by mixing the red and the yellow together, but just for sake of time, I'm just using an orange pencil to do that. And then green would be what you get when you mix yellow and blue together. So it would be in the space between the yellow and the blue. And these each have 1 space between them still because I'll get to that later, but there are more in between them. And then finally, dropped it. Okay, finally violet, which is what you get when you mix red and blue. So there, now we have our primary and our secondary colors on the wheel. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. All the colors of the rainbow. Before I move on, I'm going to tell you what a complementary color is. So on this wheel, if you look at whatever color is opposite of the color, that would be its complementary color. So like if you look at this, red and green line up to be opposite of each other. So red and green are complementary colors. Basically what this means is they contrast each other, and if you wanted to use color in your art to kind of make a stark contrast, those would be good colors to use because they're very different. And they kind of like go together on this wheel. So blue and orange would also be complementary, violet and yellow would be complementary. So those are your complementary colors. Now, these white spaces that I haven't filled out yet are where your tertiary colors go. So basically a tertiary color is what you get when you mix a primary color with a secondary color. So between red and orange, you would get red-orange. And you can create that by mixing the colors together. So you would start by just shading in with one and then shading in with another on top of that. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure to keep it light because the colors will mix and get darker on top of that. So if you see, you'll get kind of a red-orange color just by mixing them. And then between orange and yellow, you would get yellow-orange. So again, you create that. Since yellow is a lighter color, you might want to go harder with the yellow than you do with the orange because the orange will kind of overpower it. So I pressed harder with the yellow just now than I am with the orange, just since it's a little darker. And then between yellow and green, you would get yellow-green. So again, the yellow is lighter, so give it a little bit more pressure so it shows up, and then go on lighter with the green on top. This is just good practice for when you're like doing art and if you want to create like kind of a gradient of colors, you could mix colors together to use tertiary colors and secondary colors to transition from one color into another. Or if you don't want that kind of transition and you wanted to start contrast, like I said, you would be using complementary colors.
Hannah, I was wondering, is there a name for the colors that are right next to each other?
The colors that are right next to each other are called analogous colors. So red and red-orange would be analogous. So it doesn't need to be the one that's right next to it. It's like the pairs of 3 on the wheel. Those would be analogous colors. So those are colors that go nicely together because they're all close together on the wheel, and they would kind of have like a similar theme of what color is happening in them. So between blue and green, you would have blue, green. So we're going to create that. And when you're naming a tertiary color, I don't know if you've noticed this, but the primary color always comes before the secondary color. So this wouldn't be green-blue, it would be called blue-green. And that wouldn't be called orange-red, it would be called red-orange, because red and blue are the primary colors. So just a little fun fact.
So cool.
Yeah. So the very last one would be blue-violet. So you just, or no, actually there's 2 more, sorry. So what I have here is my completed color wheel with all 12 colors on it. And Johnny, did you want to say something about...
Okay, so using your complementary colors, you can actually, if you want to make a part of your drawing darker and make it more of a brown shade, you can use the other side. So say if you wanted a yellow-orange, you would use a blue-violet to make it more of a brown shade for the shadows of your drawing.
Yeah. So no matter which complementary colors you mix, whether it's violet and yellow or blue, green, and red, orange, no matter which ones you mix, you'll get a more brown tone under it. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed learning about colors and how to use colors, how to blend colors. Thank you.
And subscribe.
Yeah.